The Weaver, I could see the arguments for it because just there's like no real disables that you would have to worry about. Clockwork can cause maybe some small issues early on, but in the later stage of the game, Weaver has so much. He can play around this very easily, and he's got coverage, of course, with that global. That's why we saw also them taking out the Void as their last ban. They really wanted to make sure Yamsum has a good game, and yeah, I like Nouns' draft. I actually liked Wildcards until the Medusa pick.
Oh no!
I think it just, like the panel was mentioning, I think it just doesn't match the tempo of the way that they want to be playing, like aggressive and using their liking to set tempo and using like the vision from Wolves and Clockwork. I mean, but we'll see how it all goes down.
Oh my God, there's so many down here. And Sammy just runs into all of them. The battery assault will not help you here, sir. Has to run away immediately and dropping low, but not low enough for that first blood.
Back to base.
Everybody run home.
Clockwork back to base for sure. I think he's going to probably have to walk back there. And let's see how these lanes end up being. We see Nouns, they're still sticking around the area, trying to control this.
I mean, that is one of those things that we got to watch for. But we did also get to hear from some of these teams, so let's check out what they were saying before the matches.
There are definitely teams that have specific heroes where you're like, never count this team out when they have this hero, because they just know the hero too well in any given situation. But it's super team dependent. I wouldn't say. I mean, I guess it depends on the patch. You know, there's some patches or most patches have like 1 or 2 heroes where it's like you can never slack versus hero, or it wins one fight and then you lose the game, or the game like turns. But for the most part, it's just team dependent, I would say.
Oh, you can hear him talking about the very much player-centric approach to sometimes when they pick their heroes and playing on their comfort ones for sure. So Husky, you letting us know about it before we go in, and already able to force back and mess with Gunnar a little bit there, getting that last hit.
And we see it was 3 runes for Nouns. They actually were about to get the 4th, but Sunlight, nice micro, got the wolf in front of Amsun, got a little bloody block, and did get that 1 bounty rune denied. So 3 for 0.
Not bad.
Pretty good. And looking at the way these lanes are set up, I think Sunlight should be able to have some really good farm. I think this is a pretty hard game. Pretty hard game for the Silencer because there's so many things to run him down. Does not really like playing versus Lycan. Does not really like playing versus Clockwork or versus Primal Beast. You're, of course, quite good versus Snapfire to just be able to stop the kisses at all times. But in the laning phase, yeah, we'll see what Husky's going to be able to do with Yamsun.
Trying to get a couple of just sort of pressure onto that Lycan, but as you mentioned, not really the best way to deal with those wolves if they do come on up and start contesting with him too. Flea playing on the Snapfire, keeping that pressure on as well. Has a whole mess of tangos, bringing out some more mango as well, some vision along the way. So a couple interesting things that I want to watch for here is, you know, like you talk about the laning setup, but then also how quickly do Nouns want to try and play with this Nature's Prophet, because that's been a consistent theme that we've seen is Moo or whoever it is that's playing NP making a lot happen early.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten to see a lot of it, of course, from Europe, where they, at least from offlane, we see a lot of those Aghanims builds, or just the
Curse of the Old Growth? Or,
yeah, the Gleipnir Rush plus Curse of the Old Growth. That's more been from like my control, but they're super active. They always join fights early on. Moo is a little different. I know this man loves his Midas, which I am not really a big fan of overall in this meta, but we'll see if he does look to go for it here. Yeah, looking at lanes, I mean, top lane, you know, we mentioned it's probably going to be really good for the Lycan. Sunlight off to an excellent start, 11-6. Weaver, Yamsun, got to be slowed down a lot from this.
Yeah, needs to try and find some way to pull this lane back into a decent position or what have you, because you can see that Flea just steps on up and gets some harassment on, but the camp's blocked out already, so no pulls easy to be made here.
Yep. 2 probably pretty successful lanes. I think mid is more of like this trade kind of farm, and we'll see how the rotations go, but top should be a win, mid should be kind of trade, and bottom, I'd say bottom is the lane where Moo should be able to have an excellent time, but I don't know how much. I don't think they can really go for any kills kind of here, but they're going to be able to slow down Arc nicely.
God, he's taking a lot of harassment there, playing in the wave. But yeah, this Nature's Prophet, you can do so much with these treants, both in trying to deny out farm, as well as just making harassment happen and shut down so much of Clock wants to do.
Yeah, and they push the lane in too, so then they can get these side pulls off constantly. That's going to be always the important thing to look at to slow down the Medusa's farm.
Oh, Sammy
Samson
needs to get out of there, and yeah, they won't be able to find any type of slowdown, it looks like.
Yeah, hard for them to get aggressive down here.
But Lycan, I think that's already the Helm of Iron Will coming out for him. So getting that early on at 3 minutes means any trades are going to be really hard for them to get done. Flea moves in, gets the free bounty rune for himself, while Lelis finds the other one on the back side of the map. But yeah, the other thing is, of course, like you talked about these rotations, Primal Beast, one of the ones that can do it best.
Yeah. going to be a little hard to get on top of Weaver, but easy to get for the Silencer, easy to get the Nature's Prophet. So I think for Babbage, yeah, we're going to have to watch for those early rotations, how much he's going to be able to do. Because I think he's got some pretty good kill threats. Sunlight dropping low. So when Flea left the lane, they do hit level 3 up here. So Weaver takes the bugs. They actually have some kill threat now, and they can probably start to secure this lane a little bit better for Yamsen.
Well, 4 minutes in, stacks being built. Yamsen having that little bit of freedom there, knowing that there's no TP available if Lycan either goes down or does need to get out of harm's way again. While Gunnar tries to fort back this Primal Beast a little bit more. Avatos just throwing out some damage.
He's having a really successful lane right now on Gunnar. Now going to get some slight harassment onto him, but 26 and 5 to the 24 and 1 with that little bit of base damage advantage. He
Husky.
get a couple. Husky.
And the Wolves, they're chasing him down.
He's got Fairy Fire Stick. Should be okay.
The mauling continues. Dude, he doesn't want to have to use Fairy Fire here.
Have to.
But does need to, and, well, take that, Wolf. Get the heck away from me.
He's always going to be... He's going to have a... Positioning is going to be key for Husky, hiding away from Primal and Clockwork and Lycan and stuff like this. It's not the easiest one for him, but as for his global, that's going to be really effective, as we said before, versus the Snap.
Yeah, another round of stacks coming out there. And, well, it looks like, again, very static lanes, no kills 5 minutes in. Nope. Everybody's just content with the way the game's going.
Yeah, I'd say for Nouns, they're probably a little bit more content. Bottom is doing an excellent job versus Arc. I like that he went for the treads early on Nature's Prophet, just statted up. You've got Tree next to you too, so yeah, they're slowing down this Deuce a lot. And this is one of the heroes that I do have some pretty big concerns for in this game. Might not be able to hit the timings. They have, these 4 other aggressive heroes, but yeah, I'm just worried because, Weaver, he can always itemize. He has a mana break talent if he wants to go for it too versus this mana shield later on. So it does feel like it's going to be a little bit of a hard catch-up for Arc.
Yeah, if you can pair that together, I haven't seen many Diffusal Blades on Weaver in a while.
No,
but
Babbage is getting aggressive.
Makes a big move, and that should be an easy pick-off. Husky didn't stand a chance. Draws first blood.
Good move.
Doing what we've seen happen many times on this Primal Beast. It just feels like it's one of the best heroes to run around and try and punish in the early stages, and doesn't lose out on that much either.
Yeah, it doesn't get the power rune though, so we'll give that one over to Gunnar, but does get a pretty needed kill. I mean, looking at the lanes already, it's 2k gold lead for Nouns. They are dominating the bottom lane. Top has reestablished its dominance. Flea's kind of not really playing the lane. He's just playing for stacks constantly, so it's just allowed Yamsum to start just playing versus this Lycan completely, and yeah, they're coming up pretty far ahead in these lanes already.
It almost feels like they're recognizing the problems that Arc is having, and they're saying, okay, we need to give him some way to catch back up, but that is causing some problems in that lane as well. So tough stuff right now for Wildcard as the lead keeps on growing every moment that these lanes just sit like that. We'll see if Primal Beast can make some more rotations and try and shut down some of this troubles that are happening.
I think I'd like to see him, honestly, make the rotation toward bottom. You have to start helping your Dusa. It's a pretty high priority kill, too, if you can get the NP or the tree. It's not the easiest one, of course, because they do have, like, Leech Seed, and they are quite tanky with the stats that Moo's gone for, but I don't really want to see him stay stagnant on this Primal Beast. If your Dusa's just having this much trouble, they're going to start pressuring towers really early on.
Oh, my God. Arc?
Oh, Arc.
Fully blocked in. And now Lelis moves over. The Leech Seed, a couple more punches. If Arc goes down here, is he going to be able to get out of there with the mana shield? It looks like it.
Good TP, Babbage. She's coming in.
All right, the bait play. It was all part of the plan. Moo now in some trouble, getting ran down on the other side. Deuce is still being chased solo by the tree, and, well, they get soloed by the tree. So Arc goes down. They do manage to find 1 kill at least. They're on to Moo, but I think he's pretty happy about that, particularly if they can kill off this Primal afterwards. Samson moves on in. Husky dies. The battery assault run down to try and keep himself alive and his teammate away from trouble. Former teammates just beating each other with trees, and, well, Gunnar looks like he's going to come out on top in this one.
They fill the bottle, though, for Babbage and TP in from Arc.
Chance
Babbage
for a turn. Ooh, do they give the last hit to Arc?
I think they should.
Yeah, they're going to. Well played.
Nicely done. All right, some decent trade kills coming out there. Babbage, I like this. I think this is exactly how he has to play. I don't really want to see him play too farmy at all. And this Primal Beast has to look to make all these aggressive moves. In the meanwhile, top, I believe that was the ult used to kill the Silencer, and Babbage might have just found himself another one.
Oh, God, 14 HP there. Moves on top of the Silencer. Husky didn't have anything else to try and turn, and the Living Armor not going to be enough to keep him alive.
All right, very nice. 3 kills already for this Primal Beast. No bottle charges at the moment. Doesn't have anything to fill up, but we will see Bounty Rune about 30. Bottom, though, Arc
Ready to go again? Why not? I mean, they know that there's no mana on this Primal Beast, but
Lelis
goes in a bit too far and gets punished hard.
Tanks like, what, 5 tower hits, I believe it was. Arc gets the big Mystic Stake slow on him.
Yeah, that one hurts.
Yeah, pretty big mistake there coming out from Lelis. Arc will be very happy, but still Nouns quite happy with the situations. I mean, they're having a free farm at Weaver, Nature's Prophet kind of free farming as well, and we are going to see Mu go for an early aggressive build. So I'm very happy to see that he's queued it up. The Ags has been queued. It's the Team Liquid style of the offlane Nature's Prophet. I think this item is... Honestly, it feels borderline broken on the hero just because you fight at every 60 seconds and it's rooting. It's doing so much, which can cause crazy problems as bottom. Sammy will go down.
Again.
And Gunner... Okay, won't be able to go more. But I like the Ags even more this game because he's playing versus Lycan. He's playing versus Primal Beast, so he can kind of just stop them dead in their tracks, stop their summons as well dead in their tracks, and already kicking up the pace. First tower goes the way of Nouns.
And I want to see if the rest of these heroes make this similar type of reaction of trying to get aggro early. You can see Sunlight has the Helm of the Dominator, but Weaver, after going for the Falcon Blade, queues up that Maelstrom, is just going to have massive damage, it feels like.
Yeah, I like this build. Just great damage, great ways to farm to be able to keep up or stay ahead of that Medusa.
Well, big stuff there for sure, as we can see now 10 minutes in and 2,000 gold leads staying about similar. Imson, are they going to try and set up onto him?
That is not an easy play to make. Unless they can get the chain stun with the Centaur Conqueror with the Primal Beast. Yeah, it's way too difficult for them to do so.
3,000.
Mu, he spotted
on
again.
top of him.
Babbage.
Well, I think that they've got him here. Mu in a ton of trouble. The Pulverize at Lelis. Sammy in the area. They don't feel confident going all the way in for that. With Husky making the move over, it's a little bit too scary.
I think it's a lot because of this item build, right? Like he's got Strength Treads, Raindrop, Wand, Ogre Club too, quite tanky. So I like the rotation from Babbage, but not quite enough damage. Needed one more hero.
Oh, very well played there. And you can see popping that first ulti for Sunlight, the Helm of the Dominator. The eyes might be up here on the top side of the map, but Imson, you saw it. They went for him earlier, and they couldn't really do anything.
Yeah, that's why they went for this Weaver pick. They're like, it's such limited disables. Yamson should just be able to be left on his own for the most part. We can play as 4 early, and then when he's got his item timings early on, can join the fight too. As we still keep seeing Flea stacking a ton. I think he actually missed a couple stacks there in the last one, but yeah, continuing to try to get that area prepped for Arc, but there's already going to be a Blink Dagger coming out for Gunner. And this Medusa is not going to be able to clear Ancients for some time, so a little worried that that could just get stolen from them even, perhaps.
I mean, that would be huge. If they can move on in and take that stack, I mean, that's basically the piggy bank that Arc is banking on.
Yeah,
which,
I think
to
Babbage...
use that word a couple more times.
Yeah, I think Babbage should start taking... I think he might even have to like help the Medusa clear out this stack at some point early on, because, yeah, I'm a little worried for Arc's catch-up. As Gunner, Blink is done. He's making the move. Wants to get this Lycan. Sunlight. No ult available.
Can they get a toss back here? Invis for a little bit longer, but Sentry just in range right there. So that one placed down, that keeps them out of trouble. Very, very well played by Wildcard, who are still keeping this very close. And I guess I'm curious from your point of view, as they do deny out that Arcane Rune, if this game sort of sticks around at this same level of farm, if Nouns can't make this aggro play happen around this Aghanim Scepter from Mu, does Medusa carry this late enough in the late game?
I don't really have too much faith in it, to be honest with you, just because she's playing versus the scalability of Weaver and versus Nature's Prophet. I think it's a really hard matchup. NP just gets the mischance talent at 20, and then you just sprout the Dusa when she doesn't have any like Hurricane Pike, and you're just stuck. You actually can't do much damage at all, so... I also think that Nouns is going to pick up the pressure a lot, right? Blink is up on the Tiny, and they're going to be going for Ags very soon on Mu, so... Yeah, I think the map is going to start shrinking quick, but I like this. They do share the farm together. I think that's exactly how Babbage has to play this one. Right after this, though, I think back to getting active. I don't think he can look to just chill back and farm as this Primal Beast.
Right. Well, you can see a lot of heroes heading up to the top side of the map now, looking for a pick-off here, maybe.
They've got Kisses available, but there's a Global, so it's very scary to make any aggressive move. You make aggressive move, Kisses come out, Global instantly, and you may just get turned on, so...
And scouting the clockwork there, they realize there is no chance for a jump here.
Nope.
And looks like they're going to be fine. So again, you think about where we sat sort of at the beginning of this game and the beginning of this series, taking a look at sort of the win probability at this stage, it's sitting pretty even, very similar to the esportbets.io odds that we had at the beginning of the game. Of course, if we can watch Sammy here, if he could find a pickoff on Yamsun, that'd be huge with a little bit of help. You can always jump in from pretty far back there, Babbage.
Yeah, they just don't have follow-up is the thing, right? Yamsun just clicks time-lapse, and he's usually just going to be out of the cogs, unless he stands still for those 4 seconds and then pops time-lapse and still is inside of the cogs. But yeah, definitely very difficult to kill this Weaver with the coverage of Global.
Well, can keep our eyes on that one for sure. Babbage, TP's down bottom. But yeah, Ben, back to the esportsbet.io ones. You can check out that Discord as well. And now they might lose more if they're not careful, Gunner. Oh, good play there. Able to bait him out. And that was the pulverized use on the illusion.
Nice play. How the hell did they kill a Weaver top?
You know, the revenge of Sammy Boy. The hook shot in, the cogs pushed back. That must have been what it was.
All right, well, good on them. And now there's kisses following. There's no Global.
Oh, that is really rough. Husky, he's going to get taken down.
Okay, I mean, some sloppy plays coming out from Nouns. Wildcard taking advantage of it and maybe even getting out scot-free. Babbage, he'll be okay.
Yamsun still chasing down Sunlight here, trying to keep him under control. Lelis, oh, can't quite get in range for the overgrowth. Don't know if you would have wanted it anyways. And yeah, he's in far. The overgrowth there to keep him alive.
Oh, huge one.
Dude, the turn, it's so big. Move there to finish off with Yamsun. A big live moment.
Nice play there from Lelis, being in the right place there to save his buddy Gunner. And that's the Aghanims now finished for Moo, so should be able to continue putting pressure on, but they've made decent space on the side of Wildcard, I'd say. This pressure coming out from Sunlight after he had a good lane. I'm just still astonished that they were able to kill the Weaver.
Yeah, that one's pretty crazy. I mean, again, I guess that's the downside of this, like, you know, very aggro type of build that we saw with the Falcon Blade, the Maelstrom. Not a ton of stats, only staying at 1300 HP. But still, it was a very nice play from Wildcard to make that one work, and more space bought for this Medusa, who definitely needs more time to catch back up.
Yeah.
But time will tell what they end up doing with it. Nouns, after taking that mid-tier 1 tower, are back to play in the map, and Moo ready to go with that Wrath of Nature.
And Lelis is queuing up a Midas. What the heck? I mean, I know this team really loves their Midas, but okay, well, that's a bit interesting. Hook shot off the mark. Husky will juke it out. Tower mid in trouble. They do have the Wrath of Nature. It's gonna root everything, and Sammy.
Oh my god, the cookie to try and get him away.
Okay.
But will it be enough to survive? It is just barely. About 60 HP left, although they turn their sights now onto the big creeps, and they managed to take that one down.
All right. I mean, very nice cookie there to save him. I believe he like disjointed the toss damage, so
yeah,
does at least keep him alive a little bit there. That was an aggressive move by Nouns, but not able to get a type of kill here. But they will keep their tower alive, and the heals will start coming out. I want to see if Lelis actually commits for this Midas.
I mean, in the other regions, we've seen like early blink daggers be really effective.
Yeah.
We've seen force staffs. I mean, I remember, who was it? It was Kasani, I think, that went for like the refresher after blink really early. But you can imagine a Midas. The greed is good.
Yeah, I mean, I can work out. I mean, like in this region, I've seen this team, especially Nouns, go for a lot of these Midas. I think I would prefer probably just the blink, especially versus the aggression to cover. Versus all like the summons, versus the primal beast too, if you blink root during the charge, etc. So, I mean, we'll see if he does go for like the more greed. Is getting aggressive again. They've got global available. They still want to be very active on the map. Wrath of Nature's always constantly ready. So for Nouns, I want to see them continue to play very active to slow down this Medusa, because Arc, he's caught back up. He's level 11.
The Medusa definitely feeling back in pretty decent form. Is down.
Wants to continue to try to be able to scale as this 4 train. Sure.
And they get a Veil picked up now for the Silencer. Arc back to the triangle to keep the farm going.
Constant Treants scouting out and blocking camps. Moo's been trying his best to be able to micro those. And Babbage nearly has BKB, so for him, I think that's going to be his big timing, because then he doesn't have to worry so much about like the pre-avalanche on the floor, the root that comes out from Wrath of Nature. So I think for him, he can look to finish farming that one. There's 4K behind, but keeping things pretty close here with the Medusa draft.
And both teams sitting with the Philly Stones as well on those supports for Snap and for the Silencer. Feels pretty bad to be a Snapfire, I feel like, in some ways in this game, as Some pretty good damage
Husky.
being dropped on down there onto Husky. Pops the global after the kisses come out.
He might still die.
He's in some trouble, although the Avalanche are ready for an opening if they can spot somebody. Arc, not an easy one to take down.
No stone gaze.
Can they do it, though?
Cooldown still.
Obviously can bring in Moo at a moment's notice, but the smoke on smoke, that one's pinged out. It feels like Nouns realize that this is coming their way, waiting for somebody to reveal. Babbage is the one that does.
Oh.
Gunner. Does he want to go for that toss back?
They got a fresh Gleipnir now also on the Weaver, so Yamsum can start getting into the aggressive position with this team.
Arc following it up. They take out some of these treants. Are they just going to move in and try and take this?
This looks risky.
This is kind of wild. Global back up in 9 seconds. I don't know how well this is going to work. They're going to have it all back up again for the fight. They pop the ulti, try and run in, find the tree right at the start. Samson there, but the Ava, the toss, the connection is there onto all of them. Tries to run away. Global already used, and Gunner kind of in no man's land. Tree's still alive. Gunner, now the kisses come out because there's no global available. Moo is getting decimated. They tear them apart. Babbage tries to run down Yamsun. The cookie is going to connect, and it all comes together perfectly for Wildcard.
Oh, Yamsum, I mean, he just ran in and kind of died. And they used the global very aggressively rather than waiting for the defensive cancel of kisses. I just give up the Roche now to a Medusa. Nouns, some big mistakes coming out from them.
Wow, a very back and forth type of game, and at the end of the day, it's these objectives that matter so much. As you said, that run in from Yamsun, and then didn't really have that much that he could do, had to use that time lapse early.
Yeah, I mean, I think the aggressive global is the biggest detriment there. I think they used global, and I think they used Treant ulti, perhaps even on the side. Didn't get to see. I think they used it on the side onto the Primal Beast solo, so just maybe miscommunication, but either way, Wildcard come out massively ahead on that one. Now Arc, top of the net worth, on his way towards Scotty. Looking good for this Deuce now.
Although they'll find another here.
Okay.
Wrath of Nature, not going to be able to run it down.
Taking quite a bit of damage here, but yeah, he's got mech'd up. Play. Nicely done from the snap.
Yeah, having mech done already, he had a sort of looking like he was thinking about going for those arcane boots, but forestalls them for the moment. And it's just going straight into that mech and then probably back for the Guardian Greaves afterwards.
Yeah. Nouns still in an okay position here, especially with that gold lead, but a lot is spent on, like a Midas, right, for the tree, so.
Okay, they find the big creep. Try and take it down.
But he possesses a new creep, so no gold for them.
Big Stormcrafter. It's so weird looking.
It does look very bizarre.
Jeez, getting up close and personal there.
Yeah, I think for Downs, I think that was just like they really messed up with the way that they went for the jump, and I think they just mostly have to use the global defensively rather than using it on the initiations. So I think for the next fight, I think they'll be a little bit more careful with that one. But yeah, Wildcard. Now they're in a position where they may not feel forced to make too many aggressive moves, and it might be the pressure on Nouns to look to try to make these aggressive moves to slow down the Deuce's farm, because Deuce actually starting to get some crazy amount of scaling after these last few fights. They have not slowed her down at all.
I mean, that's the thing, right? You see 4K gold lead, it all feels fine and dandy, but then you look and most of that's just the clockwork versus tree disparity, and Tree's got a Midas, so
Exactly.
a lot of that doesn't really matter anyways.
Yeah, I really don't like this Midas. I mean, I really don't like Midas as an item right now, but they build it a lot, Nouns, so
That's fair.
it's their style.
Well, they will have a lot of late game scaling with their lineup too. We've seen the power of Nature's Prophet late. Weaver can be a menace.
Yeah.
And of course, like you talked about, having that mana break talent, super useful against that Medusa, which he has already gotten.
Now has it, but I just would not have expected the Weaver 2 deaths at this point in the game, versus such limited amount of disables.
Right.
Yamson's gotten caught twice now.
Well, 11 to 10. And looking like we're settling in for another little bit of a long one. There are some other cool things that we were talking about during the draft that we could watch for later on. The NP level 20, for instance, with that mischance is pretty sick.
Yeah, I think they still have a lot of scalability on Nouns. Just they might be forced into a position where they feel like they might have to get over-aggressive here, and can never really count out also like how the attack damage reduction that it can do in a lot of these fights versus something like Tiny versus like Nature's Prophet. This Howl could be pretty impactful. So we'll have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, it's one of those abilities that you always sort of like just think about not that much in the back of your head, but then when you start looking at how much it does, and particularly if we're talking about going late, that level 25 talent's insane.
It is pretty, I mean, if they get to that point, of course.
Well, we'll see. Still, very stalled out game. With this Aegis, do you think that Wildcard are going to push hard for this tier 2 here, or is it more just trying to force a reaction from nouns?
I think it's forced the reaction. Yeah, they only have a minute left on it, so they have to get out of here pretty soon, right afterwards. But yeah, forcing some reaction, and you can definitely feel the nouns maybe slightly on the back foot here, even with the gold lead. But either way, they do scale really hard, so it's not really so much on back foot. It's just not wanting to take a fight just yet.
Okay. Well, that tier 2 is going to fall as no counterplay is going to be made, but likewise, down bottom, Dire managed to take out the other tier 2 tower.
Yeah, Gunner's going to start getting some hefty damage on this tower.
Oh yeah, he's got to run. Okay. If they're, or rather run to stop him, then they will be able to do just that.
Some nice wards coming out from Wildcards in the aggressive area, in the enemy jungle. Only 4 heroes up here, though. Have to probably back away. Nouns going to try to catch them on the retreat.
Yeah, this is nice. See the Medusa bottom, run across the map. Who they going to find?
But Arc is moving to connect almost immediately. This is actually a nice move from him. He pops the Manta to shove out the bottom wave and then comes and joins his team. I like this with Arc.
Ooh, the Force Staff, that keeps him alive. And then the toss up in the air. Savage backs away. Okay. Looks like he's going to be fine.
Nice move, though. Arc reading the way that Nouns wanted to play. Yeah, shoving up bottom, running to his team immediately to continue joining them for fights. And Scotty is finished. Definitely starting to feel like he is going to be a big problem in the fight, just standing in his ground versus the Tiny versus this Weaver, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yamsum's still a ways away from his BKB. Full component. And he spotted top. They might make the aggressive move onto him, Yamsun.
Oh, this is scary. Runs right on top of him. Forces out the time lapse and he's dead. Holy moly, what a catch. Sammy right on top of that Weaver there.
I mean, Yamsun just continues to get caught. I love this Orchid build from Sunlight. We didn't get to talk about it, but that's 3 deaths now on this Weaver versus some limited disables. I mean, Sammy is making it happen. He's 0 and 5, but a freshly purchased gem lets him get right on top of that Weaver and just messes with Yamsum completely.
I mean, in a way, it's like you're talking about. Those early deaths are contributing to this, right? Because maybe if he doesn't die, he has his full BKB completed at that point earlier. A couple of deaths and then turning into some good itemization from Wildcard. It's looking pretty okay for Wildcard here.
Yeah, looking good. I mean, the Dusa is 4K net worth lead for Nouns, but I mean, this Dusa is definitely going to have some incredible scaling. If the Weaver keeps getting slowed down, like, he's not going to be able to stand toe-to-toe. It's going to be Moo's job and Gunners, which I guess they are building towards scaling, but
down bottom.
Could be scary.
Goes there for a pulverize onto Gunner. He gets the Avatos force back. So forcing rotations, but also forcing that global.
They might start to really run out of damage, it feels like, on Nouns to deal with this Dusa.
Yeah, I was thinking about like something along the lines of an Aghanim Scepter later for the Tiny or what have you, but it almost feels like it's just not going to come online quickly enough.
Feels like they're going to have to try to like isolate her, but with the way Wildcard is playing, they're doing a great job of just keeping the map scouted. I'm seeing these wolves constantly giving information. Early purchase of the gem too, so yeah, pretty nicely done.
Lotus Orb here also to be an answer for those pesky roots that have been plaguing them a bit. Almost completed now on this Primal Beast.
Cool. I think he has it done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got it done already. So does have a way to deal with Global, does have a way to deal with pretty much all that. And yeah, in the last fight, Global was used and the Weaver still died, so Wildcard's still looking to get aggressive.
Gunner in trouble, force staffed, Lelis, but then the secondary force staff trying to chase for more. Gunner's dead. Husky also soon to fall. Old teammates finding them, and Samson takes the finish.
Now it feels like they're really crumbling in all these last moments. Still with net worth lead, but it doesn't matter. They're not looking to make any type of plays. They're misusing the globals, getting caught out multiple times too. That's a BKB pop for Gunner, and he still just gets quickly chased down.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do at this point? Like, they're running at you. The buildings are falling.
It feels like they just really don't have damage, and they haven't stopped this Medusa from doing whatever she really wants in the game to catch back up.
I mean, Arc is moving back to push out these waves. This is always going to be like the sort of Achilles heel for Medusa is the immobility. But I'm seeing just this indomitable strength that they've got coming their way. And I feel like Nouns, they can't give up the next Roche.
No, I think if Nouns gives up like even a slight bit more of map control, I think this Deuce is just going to get too strong. I don't think they'll have the damage. They might have the ways to kite her with the mischance and stuff once the NP hits 20, but damage is definitely looking to start feeling like a problem for the side of Nouns. So, yeah, let's see what they're going to do. This is definitely looking problematic.
Dude, and it's a quick Roche, too. And they spot it immediately on Nouns, at least. So they're going to know that it's up.
All right. Stonegaze is going to be back up in a second, though. Same thing with the shapeshift. Everything is going to be back up for Wildcard, so they're going to be able to fight back.
Medusa walks forward. They see her, though.
Okay, she's
in
deep.
Shadowblade.
She's very deep, but they're terrified of her.
Ava, toss, ready to fight Yimson. He's not there with the rest of his team to fight it, though. And the hook shot in. They find the tree. The global's out. Silence onto him. Yimson finally there to break some of the mana, try and take down Arc. He was in so freaking deep. Can they kill him off in time? The chase down Yimson right there. A couple more hits is all that they need. Will it get him? No! Arc gets away. Are you kidding me? But wait, the chase down. Moo's on the case, everybody. He finds that finish.
Has to give his life for it, though.
And can they actually bring him down? He's going to have a sprout. Oh, the pushback. Well played. Still in some trouble, but maybe, just maybe, no, the pulverize, he's dancing on him, but will eventually get sort of thrown into the ground.
All right, that's the Duso walking like kind of completely almost out of position, and Nouns can't take advantage of it. She's so tanky. They lose 4 for 1.
Well, the thing that was so interesting about that, too, is it felt like it was not full communication between Nouns of whether to go or whether not to go, where, you know, Gunnar went in, saw that he could maybe make that kill happen, but it took a second before everybody else was there.
She's just so tanky, and that's before the AC even.
Right.
Like, now Sunlight has AC, Roche is up. Nouns, I don't think that, it feels like it's going to be really difficult for them to try to contest versus this.
Yeah, everything was used in that last fight.
Yep.
Yimson trying to run people down. Does have a haster in here.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, okay.
All
He's gonna get out of there.
Holy moly, that was scary.
Dude, like one more second is over. Wow.
Roche, I mean, that's the next thing on the menu for wildcards, and for Nouns, they have, let's see, BKBs are available. They have ults, globals, and 20. Might actually be able to contest it. Definitely concerned for them, though.
Doing a very good job on Wildcard.
Savage
tries to get out of there. BKB turn. Can they do anything to stop this one right now? Gunnar just has to run away, but they can kite out that BKB a little bit longer.
Okay.
Don't have Gleipnir again, so they can't chase.
Low mana on Yamsun now at this point. They have some arcane boots. Okay, so they'll be able to pump him up. Moo, almost 20, so probably a key timing that they're looking for. He's also building. He's actually going more for utility, it seems like. He's queuing up the halberd as well, so looking to just try to fully disable this Medusa. Maybe that's just going to be the full approach. No Hurricane Pike just yet on Arc, so if they can just isolate Dusa and ignore her, keep her sprouted, then perhaps that is a way for Nouns to deal with this Dusa. But damage-wise, you can clearly see that they're having issues with her.
Right, ignore, sprout, leave alone, make sure that they kill Flea, because Snapfire, the only one with Force Snap, and then of course the Cookie that could get Arc out of harm's way with that sprout. Although, actually, now that I'm looking at it, she has a Quelling Blade, so maybe...
She does have the Quelling, yeah. She just
the
swapped
ultimate
it back.
answer.
Just swapped it back in, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, she knew this was coming her way. Arc prepared.
Arcane Rune sitting on top of it here. And takes the cool Stonegaze duration talent as well. So yeah, team fights I feel pretty hard for Nouns. Yeah, just overall lacking damage. Sammy will be found. Moo, does he have enough?
Oh, from downtown.
He's
he's
the maelstrom. that hit
was close.
If he didn't get grieved, he actually probably dies
I think
there.
he was gonna die to it.
Nicely done from Flea. There to protect his buddy. Constantly checking the Roche, both sides, summons versus summons.
And I guess that's the thing too, right? Is that Nouns, or rather for Wildcard, it's not that they have to get that Roche. It's just that like that wins them the game.
Yeah.
And for Nouns, they have to keep their eyes on it.
Absolutely. I think they have to keep these lanes super shoved in. Moo doing a good job of that right now. But yeah, Roche, they're gonna start walking into and forcing it. I think Moo maybe has to just continue shoving bottom. He has these massive amount of treants down here.
Goes forward immediately, but yeah, Roche starting to fall. And
they're dealing with it with rockets, shooting rockets from Sammy to deal with bottom.
Oh, this is scary. God, it's actually just gonna happen for him.
Oh my God, I don't know if they can kill. They could barely kill the Dusa once, twice. I don't know if they're gonna be able to
find the root, but yeah, they just have to give it up. There's no answer to this one, so that is Aegis in hand for Medusa. AC is at least completed now for Gunnar, so they have one of their own. But the other thing is the Cold-Blooded on Medusa now. So need to be careful about those single-targeted spells. Throw in the Mystic Snake back.
Yeah, not really too many of them though. They have what, like Leech Seed, Last Word, and I guess the Sprout if it's targeted on him. Yeah, not really too many. But Sprout can definitely be annoying because it's of course, you know, Nature's Prophet into hero. some of the best stat gain, but either way, 3.7 int. Look how much int. If you get the snake back, you're just going to restore so much onto Arc. So yeah, it could definitely be impactful, as they already feeling like they're lacking damage for him. And Wildcard, go for a pause here. Game still pretty even here on the net worth, but yeah, it feels like Wildcard in a much more comfortable position to be able to continue scaling here. All right, even into this Midas Treant. I'm just gonna keep going back to this Midas Treant because it's not a fan.
Yeah, it's
just don't like Midas. I know they're huge fans of it, of course, but yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, they are also going to have
Ellis.
Ooh, hide.
Oh my God. Ellis?
Oh no, he didn't know. He did not. He was not aware.
He just walked out of the trees.
Cookie? Lelis? No.
What the? Lelis?
I mean, it was Invis Medusa, but yeah, not great. Gunner will BKB TP out of there. A rough one.
Yeah.
A rough one for Nouns right now.
Yeah, starting to feel very difficult for them to... I mean, it feels like they have to play full split push. And Dusa just continuing to get more and more scaling. Primal Beast is starting to fall a little bit behind, and they are getting the tri-score scaling on Nouns, but will they have enough to deal with the Dusa? That's going to have to be the question.
Right. And again, the plus side of this is Aegis in hand, no Quelling Blade.
Ah, there you go. Can actually trap her.
This is how you lose the game. Aegis loses you the game. I swear it's going to happen.
Just going to get stuck, and the rest of the team maybe gets focused. Yeah, maybe. Could be something here.
Flea is going to have to, again, be the one that they target. But, I mean, it's really rough. This game is feeling very difficult for them. Do manage to bring down that big creep. And, well, the split push game is going to continue from Nouns. So, top tier 2 tower almost all the way gone. And Arc needs to come back and deal with those lanes. You can see also bottom tier 3 tower at sub 1,000 HP. I mean, eventually you need to be able to win a team fight to win the game, but there can be a ton of damage dealt, and it's going to be really pesky, annoying stuff coming out, particularly when you're playing this Medusa, very immobile hero.
Yeah, look at Moo. I mean, he's sending those treants out, just trying to scout information so they can keep the split push going while they stall for the Aegis to disappear, because I mean, maybe if it's only one life, then they can actually deal with this Dusa with everybody focusing her or ignoring her. But yeah, the 2 lives is definitely a problem. So now it's stalling things out. Even a blink, of course, picked up on Moo, so he can keep the split push kind of going always. Maybe now, though, might get caught. Sammy's in the area.
Has to be careful. Rocket Flare breaking that blink. Does have Hurricane Pike. So gets to the other side of it. Tries to escape or just turn to fight.
He's probably just going to die.
And Flea right on top of him. So that is going to be a dead Moo. Some amount of space created, but it feels bad when you're losing that MP.
They're just playing very passive on the side of Nouns. Babbage, TP's up top, just looking to get aggressive. Even though it's 1 versus 4 up here, Nouns, they don't want to even try to contest versus this Primal Beast.
Well, Treants are still doing stuff down bottom.
Yep, the push continues.
One little last hit at a time. And likewise, you can see the Helmet Overload Lycan keeping that pressure on down bottom.
I like that he switches the build on the Lycan as well, too. Might still opt to switch back and forth a little bit more here, but does have a Hex queued up. Had BKB queued, but more catch for this Weaver, of course, could be amazing as Yamson holding the BKB.
Oh, has to use it now.
Use it.
And that will... Oh! Samson finds him and
he's in
can't
place.
even get out of there. Oh, man. They cleared the path. Find the kill. Yamson having a tough game.
He is just getting... he's getting totally outplayed by Sammy, honestly. Sammy is just... He's got his number all game. He's caught him multiple times, even earlier when it's like the Weaver felt pretty unkillable. Now they force the BKB, and he just waits a little too long to use it to TP. Sammy gets there in time. Push time, 50 seconds. Let's see what Wildcard can do. They still have Aegis for 30, so... And a full Satanic. I mean, how do they kill Arc?
Dude, I don't know. It's feeling very impossible at this point. Shadowblade done for Gunner. They have Blink on their Primal Beast, so he can find even easier initiations now. Throwing underneath the tier 4 towers feels like it could be one of the avenues to do it, and there it is, right at the start. Moo on top of him, Sprout on Sprout. Nobody's hitting anybody here. They're all just standing still.
5 seconds.
Although Arc is starting to die.
Are they gonna wait? They're
4,
waiting. Gunner's
3,
waiting.
2. They need a little bit more time right at the end.
Who glyphed?
Oh no!
Who popped the glyph?
Unbelievable. Arc now still in some more trouble. The silence, the BKB tosses him forward, although, again, could be in some trouble.
He's isolated, no quelling.
Arc needs to get out of there, and there's the save coming from Flea. Gunner ready to chase him down again. No mana at all on this Dusa. They have to keep him there. Oh, but the Primal Beast breaks down those trees.
Yamson's back up.
Now, the force back. They want to get the run down. Do they have anything to break that TP? They get him with the root. So just like that, they managed to find a couple huge kills.
Big play from Gunner. It looked a little weird, of course, at the start, the glyph making that Aegis get popped, but they isolate her long enough, and no quelling, too late to get the Force Staff to kind of protect her. She's just trapped inside the Sprout. So, as we said, that 20 town was always going to be something to look at, and a little bit of hope now coming back for Nouns.
You know, we said right before the fight, maybe if they can get her under tier 4 towers, like that was exactly what they needed to do.
They don't have buyback on 2 heroes. They might actually just lose they might lose their entire base here, or at least 2 sets perhaps.
As we see this replay here, but the real action that's going on, they're popping Snapfire kisses just to kill the wave.
I love those kisses.
And we'll pop the glyph now, but again, this is AC Tiny. This is Moo pushing in waves, although they're cutting it.
They cut mid too, and bottom's not pushed in. Those kisses were massive.
Oh my god. Dude.
There's still 25 seconds. Can they hold it off?
They have a wave coming in. They're here. Okay, so Gunner has the wave down bottom, and all of this little bits of damage that's been done. Again, 20 seconds. How much can they get here?
Bottom racks, it's opened up. Gunner kills it fast.
Trying to take it. They pop that second glyph.
10 seconds.
Can they get a few more hits onto it? The hook shot comes in, and well, Sammy felt like he had to do something. He throws his life away.
Okay.
No hook shot available. Gunner tries to get out of there. Can't blink away, but just TPs. And now the rest of the team in some trouble. Moo trying to get away. Yamsun hexed, but able to escape. And doesn't have anything to break it. No!
Oh my god. Great global from Husky this time.
Holy moly, they get out.
This is...
Nouns are just outplaying right here in these last couple of minutes.
I'm not used to seeing this casting EU and China and stuff like that. This is very back and forth. Some chaotic stuff going down from both sides. But Nouns, this time they used the global in a good position, a nice defensive one rather than an aggressive one. So we'll be able to get the racks and get out cleanly. I thought they would for sure lose at least one person there.
And let me just say, Lelis, the man, he knew. He's played in EU. He's played in NA. He's played in SA. He knows NA, this is the Midas region. I almost got my refresher ready.
I mean,
he knew.
And he's, getting the levels, right? Perhaps he's like, yeah, good luck outscaling 25 tree. I say it all the time, level 5, 25 tree. It's the most broken thing ever. But they still have to be careful because killing the Dusa is still problematic unless it's in the tier 4s, right? It did take them quite a lot to be able to do that anyway. And now I believe she does have Hurricane Pike. So has her own way of protecting herself without needing a calling.
Although, what if you lose all your mana? What do you do then?
Yeah, then what?
He's in trouble. That's what.
This is a wild game.
It's a crazy one.
Super back and forth. 21-14, the team with the Dusa. Having some trouble perhaps now themselves.
Well, next Roche, another quick one. 6 seconds until it's going to respawn.
Oh, and they're both going to stout it almost immediately. There's a Treant.
Oh my god.
It sees it. And it's an Aghanims.
Dude, they're going in immediately.
Yeah, Arc just started.
They have to get here. Oh, now
Dying quick.
Nouns. They're smoked up. They're running over there.
Okay, let's see who they grab.
Can they get there in time? Global is back up now. Gunner running forward, sends the illusion in.
They're baiting
trying
it with
to get
armor.
it. Do they have quite enough in time to jump forward? Avalanche Gunner! He finds it! He gets it! He gets the Aghanims too! Oh, what a big play from Gunner! He finds his moment. Lelis pops the overgrowth, trying to get out of there desperately.
And look at the base. Moo!
Dude, he's doing
pushing.
the damage. They're doing everything right now. Gunner might go down, but it's only going to be the Aegis. And no, in fact, he's not even gonna.
Oh
he
my
pops
god.
the Aghanim Scepter, turns, ready to battle. Bounce has to run away. They are losing everything in their base. Flea tries to stop the madness, but there's no stopping it. He got the cheese, but Gunner got the big hits. And Yamsun runs him down.
Oh my god. Oh, Gunner. He puts the illusion in, gets all the vision, gets the perfect jump. They didn't BKB. He gets Aegis, he gets Ags, and now, what the hell just happened?
Dude, it's all turned around. In the space of 3 minutes, we have gone from thinking Wildcard was going to close out the game and we're going to be sitting over in the green room to now, Nouns are on the verge of eliminating.
Toss back plays. I mean, Gunner coming in so clutch.
Look,
I can't believe he got Aegis and Ags.
Look real quickly at the win probability switch up that we've had in the last couple of minutes. The old F8 button, like, it is such a freaking drop. And like you said, it's all Gunner.
Well,
I mean, not all Gunner.
Gunner and Moo. I would give a lot of.
Okay.
It's just the Sprout. I mean, the Sprout talent is pretty ridiculous. What they're able to do with it to isolate the Deuce, because Art can't hit anybody. But my God, yeah. Now it's Wildcard completely on back foot, losing so much, losing 2 sets of racks. Everything gonna constantly be shoving in, and yeah, now they're playing into Aegis themselves.
Listen,
and this tri-scaling core.
I'll just say that it wasn't all Gunner, but when you play the flashy hero, you get the shoutouts.
Definitely. And you know, the last pick Weaver, I will say, it's not really working so much in the terms of Yamsun being able to do so much damage. I feel like he's just getting carried super hard by his teammates.
Gunner, blink out. Can they chase anymore? Does he turn to fight?
He's thinking about it.
Big
damage.
Toss the trees. They were already broken by Primal, but might get broken some more.
Yeah,
and
son.
one more tree. It gets thrown out, but it's not enough. Okay, maybe in a bit too far. Gunner going to get punished. Silent right on top of him. Beats him down to death. They take down the Rockman.
Ark's getting to actually attack in this fight. Now he's sprouted, though.
Does not do that much damage at all, but the Hurricane Pike pulls him over. Gunner on the respawn is going to get dropped down, and now they find the Hex onto the tree. Lellison too far. Oh my God, is it going to swing back the other way? Gunner doesn't have buyback. Oh no, what are we watching?
He really doesn't. Moo's like, I got this. I'm going to start split pushing, guys. Oh my God.
Dude.
They weren't able to isolate Deuce, so this time Gunner gets a little too overzealous. Yamsun just tickles. He doesn't really do too much damage. What is going on? Completely starting to swing back.
Some good old NA Dota. That's what we
back.
like to see.
And back the other way.
Yeah. What can they do? Swift blink. You can see just on a knife's edge on this one. Doesn't know which way to go. But BKB coming out for Sunlight a ways away from that one. Moo has so much money. Most farmed hero in the game. And he didn't even get the Ags delivered to himself.
No.
Just been farming, man.
He's cutting waves. He's pushing constantly. Yeah, look at mid. Cutting those treants. Cutting with those treants. Top though, Moo. They're TPing for him. He actually takes the treant talent also, in case you saw. So doesn't go for the TP cooldown for the constant split push. He wants to, go for the treants for the split push. So it's a little bit of a kind of similar concept anyway, but won't be able to join every single time in every fight.
And it takes them so long to kill those off. You can see like Lycan in the mid lane. What are you supposed to do?
Yeah, it does definitely take some time.
Even though you hit super hard, it's just not going to be that swift without the AoE damage. But regardless, you can see
this is still this still feels like it's anybody's game. Even if their 2 racks is down, the Deuce still feels really strong if she's not isolated. Babbage is near 25, so he's gonna have BKB piercing pulverize soon. I wouldn't say Nouns is out of trouble just yet.
It's fair. It's a fair point. I mean, and they do have a couple other late scaling things that are going to be working their way. Like we talked about the Tree 25. He's still a ways away from that and doesn't even actually have the refresher fully completed yet.
Yeah. Does get a big talent. Does have the 20 talent. This is one of the huge ones in my opinion for Tree also. Crazy amount of armor. You can have it on 2 targets as well. So 2 targets with 20 armor bonused up. So maybe that's enough to keep them alive versus this Deuce long enough. But still, yeah, feeling like potentially anybody's game here.
See, swung back in 66 to 66. It swung from one way to the other. Kind of interesting there, how that goes. But regardless, the next couple of minutes feeling like they're just waiting out for maybe even Aegis again. They're just trying to sort of farm, it feels like.
Does Sunlight have Shard yet? No, I mean, he definitely needs to just go for BKB and bots. They need ways to deal with the split push, so...
Yeah, the heroes that they have that actually can deal with it aren't that many. Like, Clock, Battery Assault's kind of meh.
Yeah. Big money there for Gunner again. Snipes out the helm of the Overlord. He is scaling super hard, especially because he got given a free Aghanims. He's going to be doing a lot of damage too if he's not dealt with.
Yeah, I mean, that last fight in a way for Wildcard was almost perfect.
Gunner.
They found him right at the start. The BKB, it's used, and then the Shadow Blade to run away. Are they going in too far now, though? Looks like it. Root there onto several. Lilith waiting for his moment, but not going to go for it.
Moo actually TP's into the fight. I thought he would maybe just go for the split push because of this, with Clockwork being dead, but TP's just right around the Roche pit. Tree's top. Looks like they'll finish up the tier 2.
Radiant's top tower.
And Babbage does find he does get 25, so he does have that big talent now. But lanes are a problem for Wildcard.
Well, and I think losing that tier 2 tower is a pretty big deal too, because now if there's any fight like over towards the Roche pit, Moo can just split push and go right onto high ground.
There's going to be a lot of chaos in these next 5 minutes or so.
I'm expecting to be casting a fight, and then you're just going to yell out, "The
I'm
racks are gone!"
The racks are gone. Yeah, it's going to happen. I'm watching Moo. He's even. I mean, Moo is starting to get to just full items. He's got the Aghanim's Blessing coming out. Could start building into a bit more damage.
Moon Shard if he wants, even. Although no, he'll probably get another one of those damage items.
He's actually queuing Shivas. I would have not expected that one.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Interesting. I guess more things to just kite Dusa, right? Shiva, Sprout, etc. is top. Lelis gets found. Global.
And then the runaway? 4 staff? Maybe a chance. They throw out kisses. Not
Put it on
enough,
Arc.
and the fight's going on. Need to be careful. Gunner under control. They weren't quite able to kill off that Lycan, and well, the rest of the team just has to back out of there. Turn to stone form. Gunner, Ava, toss, turn, punch, dead. Sunlight, he ran back into it.
Here come the Treants for the top tier 3.
Yamsun kills off Flea. Yep, Treant's going on to him. Although Moo, he's the one that's completely out of position. And, well, the Sprout's there. Yamsun's starting to come online and do the damage that they need him to. But the kite and the getaway, it's going to be there.
The tower, they actually have to pop Glyph here.
Chase wants to find somebody.
Yamsun
Yamsun turns, looking for him, right on top of him. Enough to kill off the tree? Yes. So they do bring down Lelis. Yamsun. Oh, the blink away. They can't quite keep up. Jeez.
4 heroes dead on Nouns.
Yeah.
I mean, this Dusa is definitely problematic. Gunner, I mean, that was kind of unlucky for him, I felt. Did you see where the Dusa was when he got stone gazed? She was on the cliff.
Yeah, that was weird.
The angle was actually like some I don't even know what angle, like 130-degree angle or something that actually can, I don't know, some crazy angle catches him with that stone gaze. Gets a trade kill, but yeah, 4 dead now. DD spotted bottom by a courier. And now Arc, what's he building? Is he gonna go for some big item here? Oh, I was hoping it would be Rapier, but no, he needs to go MKB to deal with this silly mischance. And it's a long spawn this time.
Right.
So Nouns gets a bit lucky here.
Yamsun, he goes and picks up that DD after it was scouted out by Husky's courier.
This could be huge because they're starting to respawn pretty soon.
Can they do anything? I mean, Arc, they're both very far away from the rest of their teams.
Yeah.
A bunch of people dead.
Yamsun's a bit afraid, though.
This could have been a big moment, but
Could have been one where he goes, at least like to get the clockwork. I mean, he'll kill Sammy in like 3 hits, so.
yeah. True.
Sammy lucky to survive there. Babbage now has a Hex, level 27. I mean, the levels, this Dusa still continues to be top, but as we said, feels like anybody's game. It's all about this, I mean, crazy fights and potential crazy split push. Eyes on Moo to keep all those lanes shoved in.
Husky retakes. They find the bugs now
Okay, Babbage.
onto Primal. But the
Yamsun.
hook shot! He finds him!
There's a global.
Yamsun, they're right on top of him. Arc starting to take a lot of damage. They're completely out of mana. Can they do anything else, though? This Medusa still hits very
Yamsun.
hard in spite of no mana, and they will kill off that Weaver. Now in very far, Moo makes the TP happen. Lelis with the overgrowth. There is no mana on this Dusa at all. She is isolated. Arc goes down.
Huge kill, 16 seconds for Roche. I think that Wildcard has to buy back. I don't think they can give up Roche to Nouns.
Or even just like lane pressure. They need
Yeah.
to keep these lanes shoved out. And yeah, Roche up in 8 seconds. This is big.
It's gonna die unbelievably fast too. Gunner does a crazy amount of damage. It's gonna get spotted though. The wolf, it's in the pit.
They see it.
Yep.
This is everything right now. Can they defend against their base and then also try and get this Roche contest?
Can they make it in time? They don't have Sammy.
Oh,
And
this
he's
is
the big
rough.
one to give the vision besides those wolves. The rocket, yeah, this Roche is dead.
They're trying to get there in time, but it is way too late. And with Roche going down now, coming in a bit behind the ball, it is going to be all Nouns.
Oh, and now they have the Ags on the Treant also, level 23.
Oh, jeez.
He's got Refresher, of course, from the last fight also. Didn't get to point it out, but did get end up using it.
Yeah, Eyes in the Forest. He's on par with the Primal Beast in terms of farm.
And he's now getting more ridiculous scaling, of course, for him getting closer to 25. All right, maybe this is what allows Nouns to break this game.
You can see the defense of this one is going to be very hard. Arc obviously can do a ton of damage to these heroes, can clear out those treants very quickly. Immediately starts hitting onto Gunner. Babbage can't quite get the catch. The Shadow Blade away as the tower fell.
The Hex,
So no
I mean,
vision.
Sunlight's chasing very far. Babbage maybe gone too far.
Needs Needs to get out of there. BKB popped the globals there. Takes off the bug, backs away, but that's a lot used.
They have a secondary global. 60 seconds up for it, also the refresher shard.
Ready to go for another round. Nouns trying to close this game out. Looks for the
Big
catch.
damage.
A ton of damage. Oh, the force snap back into him. That is not how that was supposed to go. Arc is now completely isolated. All the pulverized damage
my God.
is insane. The
root.
big jump in. Do they have enough? Trying to bring him down. Gunner hits a few more times with the overgrowth. It was way too much for them to deal with. And as they turn their sights on the Deuce again, GG is called. Nouns take a dramatic game number 1.
Wow. I mean, I was talking to Fear a little bit before this game went down. He said it's not going to be the prettiest or cleanest of Dota, but it's definitely going to be a fun and interesting series. And I think Game 1 has already given us more than enough of that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It was really, really solid stuff coming out.